Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Luck-Based Degeneracy, where art is all luck-based. I am your host, Kreat-Like-Crete.
And your co-host, AbsolonAnonymous.
And I am the guest. Hail and well met. My name is Cleverfoxman.
Yeah, we decided to bring on a good artist friend of ours. Even though, I think, Absalon, you and Fox have never really talked to each other before, have you?
No, I've seen your work, but I've never really talked to you, no.
That's typically how it goes.
Yeah, why don't you tell some of the listeners, in case they don't know you, Fox, about some of your work.
I'm a degenerate. I'm bringing back the bad people. I'm just I'm an inflation artist. I'm more popular on YouTube than on my galleries, which depresses me. Yeah.
Well, you really
I'm a DeviantArt for Affinity, Pixiv. I used to be on Tumblr, but then they sucked.
Wait,
they had the Grand Purge.
Wait, so
They didn't suck before?
I was about to say.
Gotcha.
Got him. So you say you're more popular on YouTube than you are on any of your galleries?
Yeah, my YouTube has like 11,000 subscribers, which blew my mind. I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah. And I barely post anything on it, and people are still I see the statistics of it, and it just keeps going. I'm just like, man, it sucks that this fucker's demonetized to shit.
Yeah, it's because it's all about the circles.
It's all about the family-friendly environment.
Yeah. Circles are pretty friendly, though.
Yeah, they generally are balls, and kids like playing with baseballs and basketballs and beach balls and footballs.
Let's stop dicking around here and let's get to the heart of the subject.
Okay.
Diapers, my friends.
Oh,
Am I right?
No. Hey, welcome back to Luck-Based Degeneracy. All of our services just cut out there because he mentioned fucking diapers.
No, I didn't mention fucking diapers. That was all you.
Let's go to commercial break.
You may have seen the fucking, but you've never seen me fucking.
Hey, welcome back to Luck-Based Degeneracy.
This is sponsored by Blue Apron, making your women as fat as the moon.
So, Fox, as a man who partakes in the creation of circles,
yeah.
What do you think of low effort inflation art?
What do you mean, like the MS Paint circle tool?
Yes, or just what do you consider? This is more of just your take, and you don't gotta name anyone specific, but what's your take on just bad inflation art? Because I think of all fetish arts of all kinds, I think that inflation.
We get the most shit.
I think inflation art, generally has the most poorly made shit.
I think it's mainly because it's really easy to get a foothold in. As said, you can just use the MS Paint circle tool, or use the liquify tool in Photoshop in order to edit an image. So the ease to make it is there, and it's really a small fetish if you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't that many people who are actually into it. It's just that the people who are such ravenous fans that they just constantly create.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I don't think that there is a more outspoken, or I think what the word I want to say is I don't know what word to use for this, but having a chip on their shoulder sort of thing. Where
oh yeah,
they feel the most ostracized, as in terms of the community.
I mean, the thing is, it's the butt of every joke, right? It's this art is deviant art, inflation art, right?
Yeah.
That's but there's weirder shit out there.
Of course, like pool toy transformation.
like Goofy's big sweaty feet.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go into like the rabbit hole of weirdness, that's the path to go on. But
but
in terms of like harmlessness, I think this is like cartoon inflation is the least.
Yeah, just like how I think.
What about the Sonic fandom?
It's very big in the Sonic fandom.
I mean, like, just the Sonic fandom is all we're talking about, like degeneracy.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably it's like the easy and also like the most hardcore if you think about it. The Sonic fandom.
I mean, it's a lot like My Little Pony because like it's just really easy to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, I create a lot of original characters and shit like that, and you'll see that I'm not going to say lesser artists, but artists that don't particularly have the best skill get more views because they just constantly make art of like specific characters that everyone likes.
Well, yeah, that's how you play the game. Is that you draw what's familiar, and then eventually.
Oh hell yeah! I'm starting to sell out.
Yeah. You draw what's familiar, and then a bunch of people, and then once you sort of get a foothold, then you start making your own stuff. Because I think that's how most people start out. I think there's a very rare exception of people who start out just doing completely original stuff and making any sort of name for themselves. Because if you think about it, most people who go onto these websites aren't really looking for, oh yeah, what can I find that's original today? No, they're going to see like Rouge the Bat, big boobs, and that's what they're looking for, or Rouge the Bat, fat, more like Rouge the Fat, haha. But
yeah, I can see that.
But so you just think that? Well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what you think, but you think with the idea with low tier or low effort inflation art, do you think it's okay that that's being made, or do you think that's just like it's just unavoidable?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, whatever really floats your boat. It's just when you talk about it in that kind of sense, it's just like a game of ego. At the end of the day, whenever people say, "Oh man, your shit's great, I love it," I'm just like, okay, cool. Or and if people say they don't like it, then I just ask why. Because it's so easy to like make fun of things, especially with like the critique community on the internet.
Yeah.
But nobody actually critiques anything. They just say like, this is terrible. And that's typically where it ends.
Yeah.
Like if I wanted to like shit on an artist, I'd be like, well, this is terrible because you just don't understand like shape or form or something.
I get you.
I don't know. But if you're not that good of an artist, typically I don't care. It's if you're like a scumbag. That's because I have the thing where I can't really distinguish the art from the artist. It's like Hitler was an okay painter, but I'm not gonna like his fucking art because I'm not gonna associate myself with that.
I mean, I guess.
Well, I mean, to be fair, no one down here hopefully has killed 6 million Jews, but you never know.
I wouldn't know if I could get my score that high.
Oh, okay. I see how this is going. All right.
But to hop off of genocide, it's because welcome to the
Fetish podcast. We're going to talk about the Iran-Contra scandal today.
I was gonna say to jump off that. You brought it up momentarily, but obscure stuff, obscure fetishes was something that caught my attention with stuff on the internet, and I was reminded because we were talking about it a little bit ago. An obscure fetish thread on 4chan was something I will never forget. There was a guy... Well, there was one that I think was more of a joke. It was more of just... He made, I think, just to, be screen capped and memed. Because it seemed way too specific. But I remember this as the internet, and it's also 4chan, so, there's the slight possibility.
Take it with a grain.
Well, take it with a grain of salt, but then there's also the possibility it could be. It's obviously, like, golden rule, or not golden rule, but rule of thumb with green text. It's more fun to believe they're real, but you have to remember that they're probably not. And the thing I was going to say with it was, there was a thread a guy had about how he had a fetish of girls thinking about the knees of dogs. And the thread was all like, what? And the guy was going on about how he was like thinking about this really hot girl he knew, like, next door, and he also saw his dog, or a neighbor's dog, I think, running around and getting all just running around. He was watching how the dog was running, and he noticed its knees, and they thought, like, of the hot girl he knew, and also dog's knees at the same time, and now he has a specific fetish of of hot girls thinking about dogs' knees.
I mean, that's not 100% crazy yet, because there's a lot of people. I don't know if you guys dabble in the furry community, but I do. Well,
No offense to you.
No offense to you.
No, offend me, please. It's my kink. No, no, whenever it comes with like dragon characters and shit like that, like people get like really get off to like the haunches on the back of their legs, because they have like those weird like chicken leg things. Yeah, that's like a turn on for people who like dragons, is like the and it, to each is their own.
I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to say that, what you like is bad, or anyone out there. I'm just, as someone who doesn't understand, just put yourself in the place of like something you don't understand, and just that's how it is. Because I will admit there are some, like, I'm no furry, but there's some pretty good pieces people have made just in general, and I can't deny that they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it takes a specific kind of crazy to make like that kind of art, and typically crazy people and art really works together.
I've noticed that.
Look at me, for instance. I draw like exploding ladies. That's the niche corner that I have, and I don't shy away from like the horror.
And you see, that's like my worst nightmare. So thank you for
exploding.
Thank you for being the eldritch horror that has kept me up since I was a wee lad.
I am Kreat's Antichrist. Twitter me.
This was a mistake. I've allowed him into my home.
Surprise! Oh, I know what I'm drawing next, motherfucker.
If you do, I'm not. If you do, I'm ending it. I'm ending this right here.
Time to get this motherfucker to get your channel on the same grounds as mine.
If you do that, I'm ending this here.
It's all good. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah.
I never use a drawing pad, so this doesn't look as great as I want it to.
Normally, you draw traditionally like me most of the time. And then
I draw on pen and paper, and then I scan it in.
You color it digitally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like me. Or that's why I try to do, at least. Been told by a few peeps that, no, Kreat, just get good at digital art. It's much easier.
Oh yeah.
I feel attacked.
I'm attacking you right now. 23% damage.
Oh, that didn't fucking work. Here we go.
Just get good, man. Digital art is way easier.
Doesn't feel... It just doesn't feel right, dude.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it's a lot easier if you just get used to it. There's what you can do with digital you can't do with traditional.
There is.
Have you seen that new feature that a lot of drawing programs are getting, where it has like a line delay system, and what it is it it kind of pulls the cursor along with the mouse, making the line super smooth.
I have not heard of that.
It's like this new drag system. And like the cheapest thing you can get is either a subscription to Photoshop or like a $200 program, which sucks.
Shit. Yeah. I will forever.
Clip Studio.
I will forever be at war with digital art and myself. It's just how it be on this bitch of an earth.
I mean, I surprise the shit out of people when they say, "Oh, well, what program do you use?" I do it on pen and paper and then like scan it in. Because I found a way to doctor images to where they look digital.
Yeah, you just turn up the contrast a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No, you kill the white background. You kill the white background, and then you bump the contrast.
Yeah.
So you basically turn it into a transparent layer.
Yeah, that's what that's why I used to, or that's what I've done on older pics where I used to use Psy because I still need to figure out how Clip Studio Paint works because it just ain't. It's just still hard. It's a very deep program, not the full version of it.
Yeah, everyone converted to Clip Studio. I don't know. Photoshop works for me.
I mean, it is whatever works for you. It's just that Clip Studio seemed like the optimal thing for me, so that's why I swapped to it.
Remember when it was Manga Studios?
Yeah, I remember. I had a copy of that when I was younger.
The only cool thing about that was that it did comic panels for you, so you didn't have to mess around with it like being straight edge.
Yeah.
Comics that I do now forego the straight comic panels in what's it called? Now I just do really crooked ones and then paint the background black.
Huh.
It gives it like a really messed up kind of look.
But isn't that like the best kind of art, or the best looking kind of art? I guess is to use the limitations and then make them work to your strength or whatever.
I mean, the one thing is, if nobody else does it because to them it's like a taboo or it's horrible, if you make it work for you, then it's a distinguishing piece of your art. And it sets you apart from everyone else.
Yeah, that's something I really love about seeing other people's styles. They generally take what they can't do well, or something that could be considered a weakness, and they try and use it to their advantage. And I just think that's impressive for like anybody to do. That's why art's so fascinating.
Yeah. I said this in a speech once. It's a lot more interesting to see somebody create an image using just the color red instead of a whole bunch of colors, because then they actually have to think about composition. They can't just fill the entire thing with red, otherwise it's just going to be like a red board. So they really have to put thought and effort into making it, as opposed to like somebody who gets all the colors. That's why these CG abomination movies exist.
Yeah,
because they just have the ability to make everything.
Just kind of make your own. Just kind of make a model and then just fuck around with it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. If you can make a whole bunch of things in a computer, I would assume that you do it because it's cost effective. But then you just see the budget of these movies and they're really high. I don't understand, because I think they artificially inflate those budgets so that all the people get paid a handsome amount of money. That's just me saying that. I'm not legally
tinfoil hat over here.
Yeah.
No, the thing is with see, the funny thing you bring that up, Illumination, which is I think my least favorite animation company on the planet, because they're like the McDonald's of animated movies, and I hate them because they brought us the Minions, which is the oh so holy
the template
creation
middle-aged Facebook memes.
Brought joy to many young children's lives, and has brought only joy to young children across the globe.
I must be mentally ill because I really like those movies.
You can. I'm not saying you're wrong for liking them. I'm just saying that I want them to be burning in breath
fire. I can see why someone would hate those movies.
And the first Despicable Me was just but good lord, like just the thing is though, why they'll always succeed, just Illumination, why they'll always be allowed to make more movies, is because the budgets for all their movies are incredibly low, and the marketing and they somehow figured out to just make these perfectly corporatized and shrink wrapped, perfectly served kids movies that will never fail. Because, with a budget as low as like $70 million, when most decently looking animated movies will probably rake in like probably 30 million more than that at worst, then if you're gonna make that much profit off it, then I don't see why.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we shade if we're lazy.
Which we all are. Don't you lie to yourself now. Santa won't give you presents next year.
I learned how to do. I learned how to do this stuff really quickly because for a while I got into animation, and if you don't know how to draw and color fast in that, you just take forever for like no conceivable good outcome.
I feel it.
Yeah.
These gotta be fast, yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing I remember reading about from Hayao Miyazaki, and I know that's a very odd name to be putting on a fetish podcast, I guess, but Hayao Miyazaki, I remember in something it was an interview.
Anime was a mistake.
And he was saying...
That's the famous one.
Well, yes. No. But, of course. But the thing he was saying, animation, or no, speed when you're young, technique as you grow. That's what he always said. Like if you wanna like really make it, get fast when you're young, and just work on technique as you grow. Because
one of the most like accomplished comic book artists. I keep forgetting his name, but he made like Android 009, and he also did like a Nintendo Power comic for one of the Legend of Zelda games. All I know is that his art, not the best quality. He could just crank that shit out in like a week.
It's not Osamu Tezuka, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy who puts his like spiky-haired character who flies and everything. Akira Toriyama. There we go.
No, it's really?
I like Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball Z, by the way.
The author for Cyborg 009 was Shotaro. Maybe I'm butchering the name, but Ishinomori. Shotaro
yeah. I think he has the record for most comics ever published.
Yeah, the dude's art style is like, it's not the best, but it's, you can tell
it's serviceable.
Well, in the entertainment industry, and just any sort of industry or media, speed kills, and that's in like a good way.
Well, it's mainly because then you can constantly stay in the spotlight.
Yeah, and that's why Illumination is doing so well, because they've adopted cheap, easy to make, easy to market movies, and they have really low budgets, so there's no risk to them if they fuck up.
Gonna be good.
And
here's a really strange thing that I don't understand about Disney, right? They can have a movie that has a budget of $500 million, which means it also has an inflated budget of 200 million extra dollars for marketing. So they have like a $700 million movie. And if they just made $110 million movies, they'd probably have a lot more success, because like these Star Wars movies are starting to bomb.
Yeah, and for good reason.
Suck is such a hard word. Absorb fat chode would probably be the correct term.
Yes, consumes smelly.
Hey, you know what?
Pee-pee. I'm not even trying to say horses are smelly. This horse in this analogy.
Hey, you know what the really funny thing is? Like, everybody saw the really shitty Star Wars movie, and they critically destroyed it. Mm-hmm. And then Solo was a halfway decent movie, and then like nobody went to go see it.
I think it's just because of fatigue, dude. I think everyone like Star Wars was not meant to be made yearly.
The main danger with Star Wars is that if you make a story that doesn't have like the main set of characters, it doesn't really sell to the audience.
But that's the issue, is that when George Lucas finished Star Wars, like I still say it this way: when Star Wars happened, or the story of Star Wars is of Anakin Skywalker. The episodes 1 through 3, it's all about Anakin turning into Darth Vader. Episodes 5 through 6, it's all about Luke saving Anakin from being Darth Vader. Once Anakin was dead in 6, Star Wars was over. Yeah, it was never about anyone else other than Anakin. Now that he's gone,
I think
it's over.
I think it like when they were making it in the 70s, they were just like, dude, let's just get some plastic motherfuckers to run around in some hallway. They didn't have this grand operatic, like, we're going to make a sequel. Because, like, the end of the first movie is pretty much like the end. It could have just ended there. It just so happened that when they made the second one, it made even more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they got a different director and like a different writer.
Empire Strikes Back is probably one of my favorite films.
Oh yeah, it's up there. Like I have the laser discs of like the theatrical.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I just remember, like, as a kid, I didn't even really like Star Wars that much, but as I grew up, I started to realize, wow.
I grew up in like the later 90s. So, like, there was this time where they put the original prints on VHS tape for the last time before Lucas ruined them with the special editions. And because they were re-releasing them on home video, they made a whole bunch of toys. And I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember like the Star Wars toys that were really, really buff for no reason? Yeah.
I think I might have had them when I was little, but I definitely don't remember them clearly enough to.
I guess it's like an age thing. I'm an old man.
With the anecdote. I mean, I
look at what you guys are working on.
I'm a baby.
Oh, I like how you draw the chubby cheeks.
Who, me?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, I hear that a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it can easily be ruined by the double chin. Like if you don't set the double chin up right, it just looks like 3 balls attached to the face.
But Absalon's good.
Absalon's the motherfucker, man. He can.
He is, though.
I'm just a dude.
Look at him go.
And besides, I just pay attention to anatomy.
I'm just a Bill on Capitol Hill.
It just bothers me when people like draw like a fat character and then they have their skinny ass face like just placed on top like the cherry on a sundae or something. It's like, no, come on, man. Don't half-ass it. We got to keep it proportionally correct here.
Well, to placate to you guys, I'll try to do a lard image, but that's not my expertise.
Dude, you don't gotta. This isn't we draw fat women podcast. This is degeneracy.
Okay, it's time to draw Goofy with big stinky feet.
Yeah, except that we have limits here.
Yeah,
we have limited limitness.
We're tolerable, but not too tolerant.
Yeah. Think more. I was about to make a joke.
We like you, but we'll kill you for funny.
Yeah.
Yes, that's actually exactly what will happen. I got trade with you someday, Fox. I've always been.
A lot of people say that, which is weird because I don't feel famous at all. I feel like a Z-list celebrity.
I'd say like S is more your style.
Like not S as in like above A, but S as in like.
Oh, okay.
Alphabet.
Yeah, I could fuck with that. That's fine. Yeah, dog. Yo, dude, I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, dude, I'd even listen to the commentary in the director. He doesn't even sound like he knows how to speak English. He says Chimera. I think he means camera.
Oh man.
Do you like how like movie reviews are kind of dead now that like the nostalgia critic pancaked himself? I mean, like
He pancaked
it's
himself.
like ever since like all of that stuff came out about it, I think it's like a bad taste in people's mouth to have like reviewers do stuff.
I mean, he's still doing strong. It's not like a pro Jared thing where pro Jared lost all of his audience. It's I mean, nostalgia critic, like the accusations and shit came out, but his channel, he's still over 1 million subs. Can't
I think the main issue with him is I think he's a lot better at making what's it called, video essays than he is actually reviewing. Because his reviews become like these long formed I don't know, these skits that aren't that particularly funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, I think I always find myself going back to watch his editorials because they're way more him than just I'm going to scream at bad movie number 35,862, but
one of Amazon's top funniest movies of all time. This movie isn't funny.
Hey guys, I just don't get this joke, so I don't think it's very funny. I don't think the movie's good because I just don't get it. Like,
Great critique on that too. I went to film school. I can tell you why a movie sucks.
I mean, there are objective things as to why a movie sucks, but to the point of like I just don't get it doesn't mean.
Yeah, no, that's a personal taste thing. Now, if the audience shares the same opinion of movie taste, that would be fine. But like he has like this really huge audience of like younger individuals, and this might like shape their perspective of movies that aren't that bad. A lot of people just don't know how much shit goes into making a movie. I worked on a few of them. It sucks.
Dude, the thing, one of the things I always kind of laugh at is he doesn't like Hercules.
Oh yeah,
the Disney Hercules. And just because I'm a Greek boy, don't think that this is just because I'm a Greek boy. But yeah, he says he really doesn't like it, and he's saying like, why they choose Las Vegas and in Greece? Like that doesn't make sense. But nostalgia critic, if you did any research, you would realize that a lot
in Las Vegas are based off of Greek architecture. Actually, most of them are based off of Roman architecture, which is like.
But guess where the Romans got their
Well, yeah, they conquered Greece, so that helped.
Yeah, but still, technically based off Greek architecture.
Oh yeah.
just like every shonen is based off Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball is based off Journey to the West, so everything's based off Journey to the West. See how it works? See how lateral movement works?
Yeah, it's the
See how retarded
transitive
Creed
property.
is?
It blows my mind.
Equals C and B equals.
It blows my mind how close. What's that fucking show called? Oh, that's gonna fucking haunt my life.
What's it about?
Do you know what happens?
What happens? Oh, and you mean the show that I'm talking about? Shit, it's made by the guy who made Yu Yu Hakusho, with Gon. Yeah.
Oh,
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter. Like Naruto is an exact like duplicate ripoff of Hunter x Hunter. Dude. Like shot for shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Toshiro Tagashi is just like Akira Toriyama. The two of those guys, I think, just laid the foundation of what good shonen is, because they were just good at it. Except whereas Toriyama excelled at the whole, lighthearted, have a bunch of fun kind of shonen, somewhat like more in the vein of Naruto. Toshiro Tagashi looked at it as more of an adult. He still wrote stories meant for young men, but he did it more of the view of just telling kids what it's like to grow up, because Yusuke Urameshi is definitely not the stereotypical shonen action hero, because he's more of a real kid. Because one of my favorite distinct contrasts between Yusuke Urameshi and Goku is every time a new, more powerful threat shows up for Goku, what's his first response? What's Goku's first response?
Wait for Piccolo to get his ass kicked, and then.
but his general first response is, "Oh boy, a new opponent for me to get stronger."
I think that's
Whereas,
retrospectively added to it. I think for most of Dragon Ball Z specifically, it's Goku is the most powerful motherfucker ever. It's just he's never really around at the right time. So all of the other characters have to survive long enough for him to show up.
But I'm not saying story-wise. I'm not saying, in terms of the other characters. What I'm specifically saying is Goku's initial response is never just, shit, another more powerful enemy. It's more of, oh boy, another more powerful enemy. I can't wait to get stronger and see, how much stronger I get. That's generally it. He is always constantly getting stronger. But that's just because
I think that actually, I think that coincided. That's a thing that slowly started to etch its way in with the addition of Vegeta, because Vegeta had that right off the get-go, and then Vegeta slowly started losing that aspect of his life the moment he started becoming a father and shit, and actually started his arc is the reverse of Goku's arc.
Yeah. He learns.
He gains compassion, and then Goku slowly becomes a non-empathetic character.
Not in an evil way, but he just doesn't care. But the thing I was getting at is that in contrast to that, Yusuke Urameshi, his first reaction, because I remember in one of the arcs, I think Genkai or somebody said there's more powerful people than that. This you think that was hard? There's way more powerful people than that. Whereas most shonen heroes would be great, I'm gonna become more powerful to protect my friends or whatever. Yusuke Urameshi is God damn it, why? Why does there have to be stronger people? I don't want to do this that much. I don't want to fight all the time.
Oh yeah, he's
I thought.
And he's this fucking. Man, we just blew up that one place. I really don't want to do this anymore. And then Toguro shows up, blows up a parking lot, and he's like, if you don't fight me, I will snap all of your friends' necks. And you're like, I think that's a better motivator than I gotta be strong. It's if most animes, it's the friendship is what bonds the group. Well, in that specific sense, that's a better motivator than I gotta get strong. He has to get strong for a reason.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is my main thing was that Yusuke responds to how most people do when, faced with harder challenges. I know very few people in life where they're like, hell yeah, let's go. Like, everything's gonna be harder now, and I can't wait for everything to be harder. Like, no, Yusuke is more of a, like, fuck. Why can't things just, not always ramp up? And
he's not even the best character of the show, dude.
I mean, yeah, that's I know that. That's
Kuwabara, motherfucker. He's the man.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the best character because he has like actual arcs in the show.
I think that Yusuke
they all do, which is awesome. They actually like have arcs for everyone, as opposed to Dragon Ball, where they destroy every character with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I as the years go by, I'm definitely more of a fan of Dragon Ball in terms of just if I want like my writing, because I'll never not be nostalgic for Dragon Ball Z, because just some of the most memorable, some of the biggest things in anime, or just the most important things in the shonen genre, all happened because of Dragon Ball Z. Not even just Dragon Ball. And he's Super Saiyan, because, like, Goku... Let's just be honest, like, Goku probably has the coolest hair in anime. Because, everyone... Once Goku went Super Saiyan, everyone...
Well, that and, like, Vegeta's ultimate Widow's Peak.
Yeah, like, just... Toriyama just had a knack for... He's had a knack for drawing that. Just drawing these really interesting character designs. He's definitely...
They say that, like, most of the shit that he did was, like, made up on the spot, and that's how he generally wrote his stuff. So I just assume that he does what I do, and just, like, draws the comic out, and then just adds dialogue.
Yeah, everything towards the saga was written out, planned, but everything after that he was just kind of making it up as
Yeah.
But there's a lot of plot holes.
And
I mean, when he made up shit, it was a lot better. Well,
I mean, he was completely uninhibited during the Buu saga.
Yeah.
Like the editors for it. A lot of people say that most of the stuff that happened in Dragon Ball that we all love and remember was actually because of some of the editors getting...
Oh, yeah, because they have producers is the term, because the Japanese have, like, guys who say, you need to redraw this.
Yeah. Or just... Yeah, so a lot of people are starting to retroactively say, like, oh, yeah, Toriyama didn't do shit.
Yeah, but... I mean, the motherfucker sat down and draw, like, 700... And, like, almost all of the comic book panels have, like, each page has, like, 13 panels on it.
Yeah, they're very dense pages. That's why I always loved it. But what I was also trying to get at is that a lot of the meddling, well, I mean, that's the term used because a lot of his editors really did, step in to, like, talk to him about shit and, help rein him in a little bit, because it shows in the Buu saga where very little of his editors were actually, like, involved. It was all him, and people generally look at the Buu saga as like, yeah, this is the worst of Dragon Ball. Even though it has some of the coolest stuff that everyone remembers in Dragon Ball, like Vegeta sacrificing himself.
That one guy getting inflated and exploded.
Gotta bring it back to what this is all really about. But
I mean, that was a big
influencer
of my shit. Is when Buu, like, slime exploded the dude.
And you have that.
I remember when Cell ate a dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he absorbs him.
The one thing by the American Dream that he did of 18.
Classic.
That awesome GIF. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to the American Dream.
You had multiple guests on who like fucking Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Gundam Seed for a moment. There's a fucking super weapon in that like is a microwave cannon, and it expands and explodes people. Yes, in Gundam Seed, episode like 26, I think. There's a machine. It happens twice in the entire show. They have a super weapon. There's just a shitload of like microwave dishes, and it like inflates and explodes people. That's literally what it does.
Okay.
I do not remember that.
There you go.
Never watched any Gundam.
What that's
fans of the podcast have something to research later.
I never.
You're welcome.
I never really liked. Don't tell G, but I never really liked like giant robots. If I'm being like perfectly honest.
I mean, you don't have to.
Well, yeah.
G's gonna find out.
No,
he's gonna watch this episode. He's gonna hear it, and he's gonna remove you. He's gonna unsubscribe from your YouTube channel.
The biggest
YouTube channel. This is the YouTube channel, dude. He's gonna unsubscribe from the company. He's not gonna want to be on the podcast anymore.
He's gonna unfollow us with posted cringe.
We're gonna lose.
If it wasn't the goofy thing, it was him talking about
Gundam. Not liking giant robots.
Oh, dude! If we want to talk about giant robots, we got to talk about our main man, Gigantor. Dude. Yeah, he's the space age robot. He's hip. You're a whip.
Gigantor.
Gigantor.
I'm talking about like the really old one.
Yes, I'm talking about the one with like the stovepipe nose.
Gigantor. You mean the one by Osamu Tezuka?
Yeah.
The one that also had some influence in making Akira a thing. Because the main character's name is Tetsuo. And it's also 28, which is the number for Akira.
I just love the idea that like something so kind of innocent and over the top and actiony like Gigantor, or something that sounds like that, would influence one of the most adult and dark and grim anime and manga to ever be.
I mean, like fucking Ghost in the Shell is made by Shiro Matsumune, and that guy's just straight up fucking porn artist.
Well, I mean that's reasonable. That's understandable. I'm saying that like something like something. I'm just saying like so innocent, and I'm not saying that Osamu Tezuka was always just churning out kid-friendly stuff because he wrote Dr. Blackjack.
They found drawn furry porn that he made where people transform into like half animals in his fucking drawer after he died.
Yeah, I did see that.
God, he's so weird. But what I'm just saying is like that's like reading into it that Hideaki Anno, I mean, obviously was a huge fan of mech shows, but just think that like those somewhat innocent, fun-loving shows spawned, Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is
pretty depressing.
That.
Oh yeah, that awesome suit inflation scene, that one.
I feel like you have like a catalog of shows and things that you've like experienced, and you just remember them based off the fetish scenes that you can find.
Of course, dude. Like,
I feel like that's just what's in
listen,
your
I
head.
grew up in the dark ages of the internet where you had to like scour for this shit. Nowadays, the kids today actually like got it easy. They can just fucking Google it and it shows up.
I remember.
Yeah,
we did all the legwork. We were like, all right, I got a list now.
I remember looking for like fetish stuff on my 3D on my 3DS.
Oh no, we did it on our fucking.
That's fun. That's just really funny.
We did it on our fucking PSPs and shit.
I did, yeah, dude. That was the first time I ever remember like looking stuff up was on like my brother's PSP.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
I had to like make sure I figured out how to delete my history.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to like looking up like who the fuck took this?
I remember. I think it was just like was like in the age like between those two where it was like easier, but you still had to like kind of look because I grew up with like no real like basis aside from what I've seen. I didn't know what like DeviantArt was until I was like 50. So until that point, I had to like just kind of look around for it.
You just had to stumble.
I found out about DeviantArt like in high school. Somebody pulled it up and they were like, haha, look at this fat character. And I was like, what's the name of this website?
and you just saw it and they were all laughing. You were just like,
no, it's like, that is really funny, guys. What's the name of that? I'd like to look up some more funny.
Don't look at my crotch.
Yeah, I wanna.
Remember, like, remember Expansion Comics and like Bambi Blaze and shit like that, or is that going too old?
Yeah, no, I remember Bambi Blaze.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Bambi Blaze was it was weird. They were weird.
To explain to the audience who might not be aware, Bambi Blaze was a fucking porno actress who had really, really big boobs, but then also did like inflation videos. And like to this day, nobody has like, these are from like the early 2000s, and to this day, nobody has made like prosthetics on the same level as they did, which is depresses the shit out of me, really.
They were super talented at it. It's actually a little upsetting that they were so talented at making that one thing. Like Bambi Blaze was like super into it, dude.
And then the problem, of course, being is that her acting skills are okay.
Yeah. Like
darn! I've been turned into a freak.
Yeah. Or that's just the thing I always love about, like, you know, just bad fetish writing, because it's always just generic shit, no matter what. Oh yeah,
I just don't read it because it's just bad.
Yeah, it's very rarely of any quality because it's just the buzzwords for whatever you're looking for. So like reading it when you're reading it like just normally is the funniest shit in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's generally how it'd be, because just
you liking this fat image here? You liking this lady?
Yeah, I just see a tit right now.
This big old girl.
One of her tits is bigger than the other.
Listen, yo, it's because that one's free.
It's
Are you
free.
going to put a preview image of just the one tit and just like subscribe to my Patreon to see the full image? Then you can see both her tits.
I had a Patreon. I got rid of it because it was just too much fucking work.
It's too much work to get paid.
It was too much work because I ran it like an idiot. That's completely my bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources now. That's actually a good thing to say to anyone out there who is intentional or wanting to make a Patreon. Make sure to do just some research first on how to run one, because you can easily overshoot what you have to do, or undershoot what you are going to do.
You can also do something horribly illegal, like unknown, like gambling.
I was like, let's see something.
No, because some people they do like raffles, but like in a lot of states, like the way that they do the raffles, like it's illegal. So just look up what is and isn't legal when it comes to like subscriber-based stuff.
Yeah, because how I want to run mine in the future, because I'd want to have one just for making the comic I want to write. I would do it where, you can still read it for free. This is more just if you want to help me, get it out more quickly. Like that would definitely be it. Like, you can absolutely read it for free, but I would still like help, to make it faster and make it easier. Maybe even hire a team. Just have other buds help me work on it.
Oh yeah, like an editing crew and stuff like that.
What'd you say, Absalon? No, I'm just saying, like, in general, that would just be really.
You don't have to ask me, dude. Like, I'll definitely like help you out drawing your thing. I'd love to help.
But I mean, I would prefer to get people more monetary incentive, and it would mostly go to supplies and just being able to do it more full time, because that would be really cool.
For me, it's the mortgage. That would probably
That's, it would go to mortgage.
I gotta pay my mortgage by using fetish money.
Hey, it's paid for things for me before.
Okay. I didn't need to know that, but thank you.
It paid rent once.
It paid for my my house.
I don't know which I would be more disappointed in, the fact that it paid for my house, or
It paid for my life-size Dakimakura of Rainbow Dash.
Okay.
Complete with horse shape.
Complete with horse cock.
No. Do you think that the what I was gonna say? I just say that the My Little Pony fandom is just the Sonic fandom 2.0.
Yeah, but bipedal. This is the Sonic fandom, but not bipedal.
I don't want to sound mean saying this, but I think Sonic attracts a ridiculous amount of autism.
No, it does.
Yeah.
There's just factual knowledge. That's not even to be insulting. That's just factual
I think
knowledge.
the My Little Pony thing attracts a lot of furries and Europeans.
I think it also attracts some autistic people.
Yeah, but not to the same degree that Saunak the Hedgehog.
I don't know, dude. I think it attracts. They attract similar.
Okay, so have you ever been? I guarantee you the answer is probably no. But have you ever been to a furry convention?
No, and I'd never.
Okay, don't, because I went to one.
Okay, and how was
it? So get this. Imagine going to a place where everyone gets together to talk about one really specific thing, and then everyone is so socially awkward that they don't really want to talk. So then you get some drinks at the bar, and then go over to the game room, and then just sit there and play Steel Battalion for 6 hours.
Yeah, that's how most conventions.
Yeah.
Are. Unless you have a really good cosplay, and you just want to walk around and get pictures taken of you all day. Which there's nothing wrong with that, because I've seen a bunch of people do that, and that's how they enjoy going to cons. So if you can do it, do it.
Well, a lot of people don't have the suits when they go there, because suits are fucking expensive. Have you seen some of the prices on these things?
Are they over $1,000?
I've seen them. Some go for $15,000 to $2,000.
Yeah, they can go for they can go for $20,000, dude.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah,
dude, 15 to 20 grand. Some of these.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a house, dude. That's multiple things.
Yeah, that costs more than my car.
That costs more than, dude. That would probably Jesus. There's a lot of things you can do with $20,000.
There's a lot of cocaine you can snort with $25,000.
Yeah, pretending you're your weird, rainbow fox character. No offense to the current company.
Oh, dude.
But to pretend you're some weird rainbow fox, and you sweat your ass off, and you get to pretend all day. I mean, if you can spend $20,000 on that, can I be your friend? So I can have some of that.
So I had a question. Do you just like the images of fat, or would you actually prefer having a fat person as your significant other?
We've mentioned this before.
Well,
since I already know what Creed's gonna say, I'll go first. I don't think I would like to have someone in real life, because I don't want to sound like a cheesy person, but I'm a very romantic guy, and that I want to live a very long and prosperous life with my significant other, and you can't really do that when the risk of heart attack is around 40 years of age for your significant other. I'm just saying, being fat isn't healthy. Come on, we can't ignore science here. Everybody who does, you just kind of reach in there. But
fat shaming elitist. All right, next. No.
Yeah,
fat shaming
ableist. Hey, fat shaming works. Okay, people lose weight.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You just can't be a total prick about it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
But I've my personal experience with because my previous girlfriend was she was fat, and she wasn't even like old. We were only like 20 when we were first starting out, and she was very, very overweight. And even then, doctors were saying that problems would arise very soon if she did not lose weight. And she just couldn't do dieting, right? So she got a surgery for it, and it altered her life forever. And yeah, a lot of bad things happened when I dated a girl who was very heavy.
Yeah.
So I would personally prefer, from this point on, to not have that. So let me direct the question to you now, Fox.
Yeah.
Would you like it if your girlfriend was inflatable?
Shit. I mean, like, if that was physically possible, I guess.
Let's assume it's physically possible.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. If it was physically possible, shit, dude. Shit, my dude.
Shit.
But no, like, no, I got a big girlfriend. We've been together for like 4 years now.
Oh, good to hear, dude.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I hope you both.
She's a crazy Hawaiian, so that helps.
Oh yeah, to do that. That already sounds good.
Is she Maui?
No, brother, she's from the Big Island, yo.
So she is big from Big Island.
She's big from Big Island.
She is big from Big Island. She jump in the water and it goes to sploosh.
Yeah. Don't talk about my woman, I'll kill you. Oh shit.
I'll kill you. Shut up! I'll kill you.
I will kill you for funny.
No, I'll kill you. You'll make it the big ha-ha. Don't make me make it the big ha-ha. I'll kill you. Shut up.
I will inflate and explode, and then I'll like pin it on you somehow.
Okay.
And then I will achieve victory post-mortem.
Okay, but you'll be dead.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
kamikaze pilots were dead.
I don't even know if they won. Like, how did they do that? They did anything? What if they just missed and they just didn't realize it, so they just killed themselves for nothing?
Just like what? Just oh shit.
I don't think it really mattered because they were all smoking on fucking like methamphetamines.
They were flying through the air. They were flying through. Like, all right, we're gonna blow these motherfucker up. And it's like, but are we sure that's even the right one? I'm like, oh no, that's just 2 towers.
Oh no, he made the.
Oh no, it's a Lord of the Rings reference.
Frodo the ring, Frodo. It's like, this isn't the ring. This is pure black tar heroin.
Did you know the second movie almost didn't get made because it was called the Two Towers?
But that's
It's the name of the book. I mean, like, I get why.
That is the man of the book, yeah.
Yeah. We need to get Osama bin Laden in Iraqistan.
You think
We have to-
think Osama bin Laden got Osama bin Laden?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
No, I meant like his child wives, but
whoa, what the fuck?
Bro, what the fuck?
That's not the eraser tool.
I'd like you to erase that joke so I don't get put on the ISIS kill list, please. But
Dude, I'm probably already on that list somewhere.
A sniper's on my head. A sniper's got a bead on me right now.
They don't have a fucking budget for that. They'll just send like 3 guys with clubs.
Let's like yell at you.
you're like, you're going to die, American boy. And I just say I'm not American.
I'm like, fuck.
I'm not American. I'm German, which would probably piss him off even more.
Yeah. You'd be like, well, I'm not American. I'm like, oh, okay. They just leave.
Yeah, no, I'm part Canadian, part American, so I'm like the worst two things.
You're from Canadian?
No, I'm from Germany, but I have Canadian heritage too.
You're from Germany? Fuck.
Ja, natürlich bin ich von Deutschland, mein Freund.
Oh no, he's speaking the gay.
I'm speaking the germ.
You're speaking the bacteria.
Use German when they get the hand sanitizer and they just like throw it in your eyes.
Yeah, and then I hiss and then crawl up into a corner and turn my body into a fucking swastika.
Okay.
just flexing on him in the swastika pose.
You hear Hitler from heaven say, "Yeah."
Yeah, from heaven.
Yeah, and then God's like, "Wait, I misplaced you. Let me throw you back down." And he's
just like, "Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Why are you here?" And he's like, "I climbed back."
Have you ever seen that one picture of like that one in Wax Museum that has a really like posed like Hitler, and then like the European counterpart is him about to shoot himself in the bunker?
Mm-hmm.
I like
Nice.
Europe. Europe's a fun place to be.
Europe is funny.
Have you guys ever traveled outside of the US?
Yeah.
I have been to Europe twice.
Sweet.
I lived in South America for 7 years.
Oh, sweet. What part of the South America?
I'm from Bradville.
The South. What part of the South America? The South.
Oh yeah, no, I live in the South now. It's because I want to keep my guns.
Hey, he did it, boys. He said it.
Now we can arrest him. This is all a plot.
It was a sting operation. I see.
Yeah.
Just like way in the background, just hear people like smashing his door.
Well, surprise, motherfucker! I kept the receipts.
They're all like they throw in like this real doll. And it just starts expanding to like pinning against the wall.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, I use it
we
like a
got you.
grenade.
They do. Like they throw it in like we got you now, and it's just that, and it just.
Oh, they put like an inflating doll underneath a box that has a string on it, and you just see me like scamper up to it.
Yeah.
And then they pull the. And then I like kind of like work my way underneath, and then they pull the string, and then I get captured.
It's like the idea of you just like immediately, like no questions asked. They just like roll it into the room. And you're just like,
dude, if they made one of like those Japanese fuck dolls that like inflated the specific way that I like, oh my god.
what would
Somebody
be the
in Japan
specific way then?
Somebody in Japan would be having like a field day. Somebody would have millions of dollars that I don't.
That I don't have.
Oh yeah, I'd be buying that shit on layaway, dude.
Taking out a loan from the bank is like, what are you gonna use it for? Is like to buy inflatable sex dolls.
Like, wait, no, you can't. That's illegal. It's like, no, it's not. And you run away.
I mean, most of the money that I make off of comics goes back into the community. I just end up buying other people's shit.
That's pretty much what I realized that with when I sort of had a little bit less to pay in terms of, like real world stuff, and my job just picked up a little bit. I just realized, you know what, I'm just gonna like buy stuff from other artists just to throw it. It's pretty much all just like trading money at this point.
You'll never buy anything from me because I don't do commission.
Hey, dude, you don't do commission, but do you RP, bro?
No, I've never been asked that, and if they do, I'll just say, get the fuck off my page.
Get the fuck out of my house.
You've never been asked?
No, I actually have not been asked if I.
Oh my god, you're a fucking dude. Your friend is a leprechaun, man.
Yeah, I'm actually Irish though, so like, haha.
Oh shit! I doubled down.
Yeah, man. How many potatoes does it take to kill an Irishman?
How many?
None. Potato famine, haha.
Yo, Fox.
Yeah,
What is so as a guy who's been in a more, I want to say, lawless part of things in the furry community, because it is somewhat of a lawless land.
Like,
what do you mean by lawless? You're making me sound like a criminal.
No, I'm just saying it's a lawless land in terms of the fetish community. Like there's no restrictions in that area.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna say, like, have you come across any like really interesting characters. You don't got a name drop, but like, I was just saying, are there any like fun
I know
stories?
exactly what you're fucking. I can feel your smug grin through the fucking audio.
I'm not grinning though.
Now he is.
Well, now I am.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're fucking talking about. You know what? I can shit on this person as much as I want to because they're an asshole, and
Well,
everyone calls them.
Yeah, I wasn't saying specifically them. I was saying, just in any specific part, in your adventures of doing this.
Well, we'll talk about him for a brief second.
And by him, we mean...
Plumpy Bombshell. I made a whole fucking video. I made that video in 2 hours. I made it in 2 hours the second after this event happened. So, like, somebody wants to commission something, but they want to talk about it on Discord. That way they don't, like, fill up the feed or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So we get onto the Discord, and it becomes very apparent to me while we're talking that this person is trying to get art without pay, because they're saying they're talking this really big game, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this, and yeah, I just need like a preliminary sketch in order. So like what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the sketch, and they're just they're playing you, right?
Right.
So I'm like, it feels like this. And then I go to his page because, Google searching, and I find out, oh, okay, this person really does like do that, because I see in the comments, this guy scammed me. He never paid me for the art that I. So I'm like, okay, I think, I got nothing better to do, and it's like a Saturday night. I can fuck with somebody. So I'm like, how can I fuck with this person? So I keep asking him, okay, so I take my payment up, and then he just goes dead silent. So then I just do some more research, and I find out that he has like an entire group on hypnotism.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you like hypnotism? And he's like, automatically he responds like he's been dead quiet for like an hour, and then I just bring that up, and like 1 second later he's like, well, yeah, you interested in? So then, for the next, 2 hours, he tries to hypnotize me in order for me to draw terrible art for him.
That sounds hilarious.
And I went through the steps too, because hypnotism's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
You have to be a willing participant, and it can't make you do things that you're not willing to do.
It's pretty much, are you willing to go along with the joke?
It's not that you have to. It's putting yourself in like a trans state mindset. Mm-hmm. But it's just, nothing is gonna make me draw art for you for nothing.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I've seen the video that you made on it, and I've also just seen like. The video he sends, and it's literally just like flashing lights in like a spiral, like a generic spiraling like loop. And just like, you will draw a Plumpy Bombshell artwork, you will do this, you are you are my slave. Yeah, it's just like, oh yes, you are under my spell now, and you will do it for me. And there's like, my favorite part is like some of the comments on his page, on Plumpy Bombshell's page, where there's people like still like entranced in it, just like playing along with them.
Yeah, or like his supporters. I'm like, who supports this fucker? I'm like, what?
Yeah,
either they're trolls or they have like some kind of Stockholm syndrome. Like, jeez.
Because if you think about it, like, these people have gone to bed, woken up, and like done their daily thing, and then come back on like, hello, master.
Well, once again, that to each is their own.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm just saying, is like, I just find that really funny that these people would honestly be believing that they're like under the spell of this person on the fucking internet.
Yeah, it just felt really scumfucky, because even though it is bullshit and it wouldn't work, the fact that he tried and he honestly like thought it would work, Yeah, he can go fuck himself.
I mean, yeah, he's a. He's a total,
He is a very distinct individual, should we say?
Yeah, I think I don't know if he's got like mental. Well, I mean, he definitely has mental issues, but I think the dude also has like a horrible memory because he's gone up to me like 4 or 5 times, like, "Hey, do you do commissions?" And then when I say, like, "Yeah, but you gotta pay for them," and then he just like stops talking to you. But then,
he just gets dead quiet.
It's like, man, I really wish I could just like see what you look like, just so I can laugh harder. Like, because he's probably a very unfortunate-looking individual.
I just imagine every single person I imagine is just like a white dude with a beard who looks a lot like Critical, something like that. Less handsome though.
Yeah,
Critical's like the Adonis of the modern age. I gotta be honest.
It's so funny because his voice is not his face.
Yeah, his voice is not his face at all.
Just hey, everybody, it's Crew.
Because whenever you think about a person who talks like this, yeah.
Whenever you think of a person who talks like this, you don't think of some like 5'6", oddly Asian skinny man, yeah. Even though apparently he's not Asian.
Dude, it's really weird because like I have a weird voice too. I'm like 25 years old and I sound like I'm still in high school.
Yeah,
like my voice has not aged at all. Which scares the living shit out of me.
Dude, how old do you think I am?
Oh, probably, 19?
Okay, you got it. I've heard that, like, my voice is not what my face looks like at all.
The reason why I say that is because most teenagers nowadays have deep-ass fucking voices for some reason.
Yeah.
It scares the living crap out of me, I don't know. Young kids today with their shitty fucking music.
They're little they're Lillian Pumpernickel. They're Lillian Pumpernickel.
Hey, Pumpernickel is good, okay?
I'm not saying Pumpernickel's bad. I'm saying
Dude,
Lillian Pumpernickel is a piece of shit.
Pumpernickel bread is really good, and you should stop talking about it because
what the fuck is William Pumpernickel?
No, Lillian Pumpernickel.
What?
Yeah, Lil Pump. It's short for Lillian Pumpernickel. He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
I mean, rappers suck, so...
No, shitty rappers suck.
You mean to tell me that, like, if I say something in a really slow and monotonous way, I can make millions and millions of dollars? Sign me up, yo. Walk in the store, all the ladies say, "Damn, whip out my 9, bam, bam, bam."
That actually would not have been misplaced in like a current rap song.
I go to the Walmart, get myself some milk. I always talk about the people that I killed.
Hey.
It's not hard to write this crap. It's just fucking stupid sounding.
I climb up the tree. I see.
PP.
I think I am a fucking monkey. Hey.
Dude, you can't say monkey. That'll get you fired on Twitter.
I didn't say monkey. I said monkey.
Oh, okay.
That's my rap name is Mon Key. Like that's MONKI.
My rap name's Dr. Dang. I had established that.
Dr. Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, my rap name's Dr. Dang. I like saying that because it's like, oh poop, shucks, Dr. Dang.
Is that like the signature that happens in it? You know how like every song DJ Khaled writes, he always has to just scream in the beginning, just DJ Khaled. Like he screams that in every song he's in.
Well, yeah, that's marketing. I mean, shit, Shaggy did that back in the fucking 90s.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I just think that's so funny that...
And I'm
Kanye West.
My biggest regret in life is that I've never gotten to see myself perform live.
You've never gotten to see yourself perform live?
Yeah, that's a fucking... That's a Kanye West quote, dude. They were like, "What's your biggest regret in life?" Is that I can't see myself live.
I mean, hey, if you want to be full of yourself, I guess that's It's the way to do it.
Speaking of full of yourself, so inflation porn.
Okay. No, go
Okay,
for it.
I do have an issue with this little thing called vor.
Yeah.
So, inflation's fine and all, but then when like a creepy fucking face is being pushed against the inside of the stomach, I say to myself, man, suicide's not.
Yeah, dude, there's some I'm totally in the same category when it comes to like there's certain like pictures I've seen, like fetish pictures, that just remind me like I'm going to die someday.
Oh yeah. You know what the worst thing is when something is so close to your fetish but it's ugly. It's like twice as ugly.
Yeah, when you're like, yeah, I know I should be enjoying this, but good lord, do I not.
Like that episode of Flapjack where Captain Knuckles weight gains, but it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah, and I'm also not attracted to guys, so like it's double the worst thing ever.
Listen, when you're a kid and you don't really have the internet, it's something to work with, okay?
It's not for me. But in the case of that, like, yes, I understand. That's like when you see it and you know what it is, you're like, well, I don't want this.
Oh yeah, it's like. Ugh.
Yeah, that was always my biggest pet peeve when I was younger, is that they would always do the expansion stuff on the guys. I'm like, I don't want this. I want on the girls.
I'm a free thinker. I can go both ways.
But I'm just saying, for me, it always made me upset. I was like, why doesn't how it happen to the girls? I want it to happen to them. God damn. But yeah, but how is it not weird when it happens to the guys in shows?
Yeah. I think if it happened to girls, you would get something that's very pornographic, so they try to stay away from that.
I mean,
they know that we exist. And there's like, you do feel explicit, like guys, right?
Yeah.
You're sounding very distant.
Yeah, you're very far away.
I'm in a dark room and I'm in the back rooms, guys.
Oh, he's in the back rooms. Whatever is back there, it sure as shit heard you.
Yeah.
Oh
fuck.
Shit.
There we go.
Oh no, it's the game over screen. He got attacked by the Michael Jackson monster.
That's pretty good. I'm looking at some of the stuff that you're working on. That's a big lady.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fuck. How long did it take you to figure out how knees work?
It took me about like 5 pictures in my DeviantArt gallery. You could tell by looking back at my older stuff.
Could not complete lighting effects. Oh yeah, because that's an empty layer. That's probably what it is. Filter, render, lighting effects. It's a really cool fucking strat. It's an elite skill.
I am.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, but no. Like, especially if somebody's really prolific, like if they make a whole bunch of images, but like something about it is just off, and you're just like, some of this, like conceptually is really good, and it's fine, but then visually there's something off about it that just rubs me the wrong way.
No, I get you.
Yeah. There's a few artists like that, but I won't name them because God bless them, they're doing what they like.
You know what's pretty funny? Now that what you were reminding me of with the whole like, certain things happening to only certain characters in shows. There was a long time, like, I don't know if it's like a fan theory or something, or just it's pretty smart that in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, they sort of did incorporate that like teenagers, or once you hit like a certain age, you can't have imaginary friends anymore, or like you just can't make them up, and they just chalked it up to like, once you're not a kid anymore, suddenly your imagination goes away, so you can't make an imaginary friend anymore. And but then as like I got older, I like realized, wait a second, I think I know why. I think I know why.
Because they'd be straight up fucking Lindsay Lohan or some shit, dude.
They would just make like imaginary sex partners.
Hell yeah.
Like it's just like the robot episode of Futurama. It's like, don't fuck the robots. Like don't fuck your imaginary friend. You know?
Yeah.
But then I learned later on, interestingly enough, I learned later on that people could make, or that there was this one kid, it was like I want to say canon comic of the show, where this one kid got in trouble with his parents because he made a friend, an imaginary friend of Frankie, who is essentially like his perfect girl.
Oh, that's great.
Frankie found out, and she was like, "What the fuck?"
You know, it scares me to think that, like, people who make children's programming are adults, and adults got needs. So I wonder how many times, like, somebody does fetish shit under the guise of, like, child-friendly material just to get it made.
Dude, I mean, Totally Spies. The whole show.
I mean, that's made by French people, so, you know, they fuck on the reg. What do you want?
I mean, yeah, but still, you know, it's very clearly what they were aiming for with that one.
Oh yeah, they got furries more than once. They got the fat. They got the muscle.
They got the fat.
They get the fit. The fucking peppermint patty episode, dude.
The Passion Patty episode will never. It will remain infamous throughout all time. Like that is just its legacy. Its legacy is forever. The fat fetish episode.
Tainted.
Yeah. Like even if the original creator, I wonder if they've like gotten the original creators to like say anything on the subject of that.
I mean, Futurama got really close to that, almost to where it was like fetish material, where they went to like the slug thing for like the soda, and it was like a ape on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
But then there's like the giant queen slug, and then they get captured. And there's like multiple fetish scenarios that happen. One is like Lilu almost getting turned into a giant fat slug lady. Fry constantly drinking this shit until he explodes. And, you know, Bender getting turned into cans.
Wait, that one?
I don't know. There's probably one person out there who likes it. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, but I don't like that you're bringing this to the forefront of shit. Just bringing it out there for everyone to see.
What I'm getting at is like nobody hits, because whenever I read, one of the reasons why I don't read any of these fucking stories that people write is because they're very generic. A lot of them are the same exact thing. Like, Lisa was an average-sized girl and liked to go jogging, but then one day she went to the fat restaurant, McFatburger. And it's like, oh, after the first bite, she had to order another, not realizing that her waistline was getting,
It seems as if there's an issue.
Her zipper popped open. How embarrassing.
Dude, Fox, I don't mean to cut off your story, but on my screen, it just like I'm literally just looking at a single tit. I've been looking at a single tit this entire time.
A single tit?
Like a single tit. I think your stream froze on us.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, I think it froze on my end. Yeah.
Well, it's not frozen on my end. Let me just reset this real quick.
It's all good.
Let's do this, that, there. A single tit. A single booble.
Boobles.
Let's switch it to this real quick.
Gotta
Then
draw
go
the
back
bird
to
a little
this. There, this, and there.
Looks
Did it
fine.
change for
Yeah,
you?
I see it now.
Okay. Oh, did you not see the finished image on that last
I
one?
did not.
It's fine. I'll post it eventually.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say then? So Oh yeah, that we were gonna rail on some shitty fetish stories.
Oh yeah.
Or just, I mean, just some people like in their stuff, or just in the artwork that I've seen and in some of the writing I've seen, just the most milquetoast, just bland thing. Just she gets the big, looks the big.
Well, here's the thing with a lot of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's like the general idea of fat and weight gain and stuff, but then like you have like these add-ons, these things that go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I like it when their butts get particularly bigger than the rest of it or something like that, right? Some people like foot inflation. Some people like foot inflation and shit like that, and I'm just like, that's a very strange route to take that.
See, I find it really interesting that you specifically don't like some of these, but you're very okay with talking about the ones you're alright with. I did like I'm not trying to like knock on you or anything. I just find that interesting.
Oh no, like I like a taboo, which is like people exploding and fucking dying from it.
Yeah. Which
and like
is the literal antithesis of fun for me.
Well, you know, the whole point behind it is, it's like if you look at my gallery, it really happened that often.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm known for doing stuff like that means that whenever people see a comic that I make, the question is there. Will it end this way or will it not end this way? And I think the tension that creates is that's what I'm going for.
It's an interesting method to take.
Yeah, it's a very psychological method. I don't know if you know this, but I took some classes on criminal profiling.
I know how to hide.
It takes a criminal to fuck a criminal. I think I said that wrong.
I think I know what I'm talking about. But speaking of which,
where's Rachel?
Speaking of which, yeah. Speaking of which, Absalon, I don't think you've drawn an inflation pic in a while.
No.
You've just kind of gotten away from it.
Nothing that I've publicized.
Oh. I just haven't seen any from you.
You.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd say like inflation and weight gain are two separate things. Like two separate things I enjoy.
Yeah.
There's not much there's not a lot of connecting factors. Weirdly.
We were discussing that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more just like I don't know. It's a weird like thing that I'll keep around, but I don't know. Maybe I just prefer the weight over just like the floating most of the time. Like I can enjoy it. Like the people in it is a really good example, but most of the time it's just I like to draw the round, and I like it when they go downwards due to gravity. I'm just really good at it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I'm the best at it, but I think I'm, I understand it more than I did when I started out,
Probably like more of like the water inflation where it like drags the entire body down due to the water weight.
Yeah. That's more the route I can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the whole crux of it is just a transformation, going from a thin body to a large body. Whenever I draw comics, I always put a lot of emphasis on what they look like before the transformation happens.
Yeah, I also get a lot of kind of like these comments talking about that comic I started with the Bluebell and Thorny Red. That was like a while ago. And I look at the comments on my like recent page that I post is like, I want to see what happens next, and it's like, yeah, me too. And I'm kind of feel like I should get back to that because it's been like a while, a really long while. Yeah. So
well, my biggest gripe.
Yeah.
Hell, you know what my biggest gripe is? When people go out of their way to make a comic, but like the first panel they're already inflated.
What?
it defeats the fucking purpose. You show them small, right? You show them like a regular sized person, and then you make them big, because then you get like the maximum effect. Like, I don't know what it is about some people just really like just the look of being large without actually liking the process of becoming
Dude,
large.
funny enough that you say that. There was a guy who, infamously in some of our circles, was known for turbating on a voice chat without turning off his mic, or just understand that maybe I should just jerk it before I get into the voice call. And but he didn't think that, and he was a fucking retard. He did that, and then we kicked him out. Well, we banned him from the server. But I think it's funny because we always criticize his art, like, hey, dude, so like if you're gonna do a sequence, do it right. We show the actual progression instead of just hose in mouth or whatever, and then all of a sudden size of a house, and then all of a sudden size of a city, and that's it. Like that's not a sequence. I mean,
does this person make a shitload of images all the time?
Well, that is a sequence technically, but the shit.
Well, I mean, I was about to say it is a sequence, just not a good one.
You're gonna have to tell me who this is at some point, because I think I might know exactly. Because I think I might know exactly who you're talking about.
I mean, I could tell you right now. I would just have to censor it.
That's a lot of effort.
No,
Fuck that.
You should see some. I mean, I've done editing like that before, so I can just.
Okay, well, tell me. Mark the location.
Oh yeah, I could. Well, I mean.
Oh, you could do that. Yeah.
Just, I mean, you're gonna see it on your screen, so.
Yeah, just don't immediately shout out. Oh, it's
it's Clumpy Bombshell.
Oh, surprise, surprise! It was me the entire time.
Yeah. I'll just tell you afterwards. It's no big deal. I'll just tell you after we're done. Which
oh hell yeah, dude!
Let me check the time. We've been going at this for a little bit, guys. Guy, anything more you want to talk about?
I think, honestly, I think this is a good stopping point. You don't want to burn out. I think we talked about some good shit, guys.
I think we made a lot of progress today.
But yeah, back to what you said. Just a quick little memo or
just to finish it off.
Yeah, people give me a lot of comments on the way I draw faces and the way I draw hands. But it's just a thing that I decided to do because no one else did well, in my opinion. So I just decided to do it my way, so I would be satisfied. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go down in DeviantArt history as the guy who drew really good fat faces and fat feet and fat hands.
You want to know? Okay, I got the perfect thing to end. The entire reason why I draw this stuff, and the reason why this is the brand that I ended up getting, is I wanted people to draw. I wanted people to draw the thing that I like, but nobody wanted to do it. So I said to myself, I want to make this for me. And then, I'm doing it for myself. And then, all of the fame and the recognition and stuff, all of that is secondary. And I think that's really the way you should always approach doing art, is to do it to fulfill your own needs.
Yeah. I do have one question for you, man, that only you can answer. Do you remember by chance doing a comic about a woman in a spacesuit? I think it was called Gravity or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's on FA.
Yeah, I also saw it on byinflation.org. Was it the suit or was it her body?
Oh yeah, the last panel, the last panel of it is shows that it's her body.
Oh yeah, I remember the sequences uploaded to one site, but they never uploaded the last page, so it was always on the fourth page, and I never knew what happened next. So I just had to ask. Well,
it's because bodyinflation.org doesn't really like showing nudity, so the last page is it has nudity. But if you just go to the FA page, there's 1,000 fucking pages to go through, but it's on there. I can send you the link to it.
finally have closure after all these years.
I have closure. That was like a question that has been on my mind for like a good 3 years. But thank you for answering.
Were you the person who asked that on my fucking page?
No, I never asked you anything. I've never.
Oh my
spoken to you
god!
before.
You know, you're not the only person who's fucking asked me that.
Seems like a lot of dudes. A lot of dudes got your stuff through. What is it? Buyinflation.org.
Yeah.
Somebody posted my shit on a fucking website. I'll kill him.
Oh yeah, real quick before we go, I remember.
They'll pay you an exposure.
I remember my really shitty, uber shitty, ultra mega shitty first Undertale comic that I made, and also the last one I ever made.
What about the Tenny comic?
Shut up. The last one I ever made was it was uploaded to this one place. I think it was like some body inflation place and whatnot, and it was posted by some guy, and I made a little account there just to say like, hey, thanks for not asking permission, dude. And then I got downvoted.
Yeah, dude, because piracy is cool.
It's like, yeah, man, like could have just at least asked me, and then I could have just posted it here myself. No, like steal my shit, get free clout, whatever. Even though it's a really bad comic, but still, I at least like to be credited properly.
Yeah, well, that's the internet.
Yeah, I know.
You'd be surprised at how shitty people can enjoy stuff that's really bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, is there?
Thank you so much. Oh no! Thank you very much for having me on. I always was part of a podcast. This is like the first one that I've been on.
Absolutely, man.
Welcome to the guest list. You can now say that you've been on the Luck-Based podcast.
Yeah, that's your.
Oh yeah. And if you guys ever need another guest and you're short one, just get me back. I'm always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to have you back, man.
Yeah, you were a lot of fun.
All right. Yeah.
Well, if that's it, thank you everyone for listening in again. With all that said, I'm Kreat-Like-Crete.
I'm AbsolonAnonymous.
I'm Cleverfoxman.
And remember, everybody, art is all luck-based. Bye-bye.